Okay, there's a slight typo in the book here. So the problem is graph f of x equals negative x squared plus 3, right? So we're not going to use the function in the book. Okay, and it says graph values from -3 to 3. So they're telling us what values to graph. So I'm going to create a table, x, y. We're going to put in values -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Again, they told us to put those in. Then we will graph those values, right? We'll graph them right here. And we should already know that when we have a quadratic function or a variable that's raised to the second power, that it's going to be a parabola. So let's put in a -3. So you can start to do this kind of work in your head, but what you would normally do, you would put in f of -3, right? And you'd get -3 squared plus 3, which equals -3 squared is -3 times -3, which is 9, but you still have that negative in front. So that equals -6. So here we go, -3, -6. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's there, right? Now -2, again, f of -2 equals -2 squared plus 3. Okay, -2 squared is 4. That's -4 plus 3, and that's -1, right? So -1, -2, -1 right here. If I put a -1 in, and I'm going to start to do these into my head, but -1, what you would do, right, f of -1 equals -1 squared plus 3. So f of -1 equals -1 squared is 1 with a negative in front, so that's -1 plus 3, that's 2. So f of -1 is 2, right? 0 is easy. You just cover up the whole first term, and then you get 3, right? 0, 3. And then all the other points are going to be mirrored. We can see that, right? So if I put a 1 in, right, I'm going to get 2. If I put a 2 in, right, I'm going to get -1. And if I put a 3 in, I'm going to get -6. So that's going to look 1, 2, 3. So 1 is here, 2 is here, and 3 is down here. And we can see that the shape of this is a parabola, right? It opens down. Okay. So now it says describe this graph, right? Describe it. So it's a parabola. Parabola. It opens down. The vertex, right? The vertex is right here, and that's at 0, 3. The maximum, that's how high the y can get, is right here at 3. So the maximum is 3. The minimum is how low the y value can go down this way, and it never ends, so there's none. There's no minimum, right? The x and the y-intercepts, this is hard, right? Because the x-intercept, even on your graph paper, it's hard to tell where it is, right? I would say that over here, right, we're looking, right? We're looking where these are. I would say on graph paper, the x-intercept is going to come out to be like 1 3/4, and maybe the y-intercept is at -1 3/4, something like that. But again, that's approximations because they don't go right through the a nice integer value. And then the line of symmetry, right? The line of symmetry is actually the y-axis. The line of symmetry, or the axis of symmetry, is, you could either say it's x equals 0, or you could even say it's the y-axis. Either way, right? That denotes the same meaning. And I would say if you have all these points, oh, sorry, wait, I made one mistake. The x-intercepts right here, there's 2 of them, right? There's one at 1 3/4. And then there's another one, right, at negative 1 3/4. We didn't do the y-intercept. So the y-intercept, that's easy, right, is at 3. So I apologize for that. And again, if you have all of these descriptions, I would say that that is a pretty good description of the parabola.